Hi guys. I hope you guys can hear me. I know my mic's been acting up. I ordered a new one. So, what's going on, guys? Happy Tuesday. Yeah, I know I normally don't do live streams on Tuesdays. They're usually like Mondays and whenever I can actually get like an interview with a celebrity, but last night I went to before I was going to sleep, I was deep in a rabbit hole just scrolling and I saw an announcement and I just lost it and I was like, it could wait. I'll do it in the morning. So, but by the way, guys, happy Tano Tuesday. I'm wearing my Ahsoka shirt from Rebel Scum Apparel. But yeah, uh, huge news broke out this morning, which was great. I guess they announced it like a couple days ago, but I guess it hasn't been like really circulating on social media like how it should be. But yeah, we'll get to that real quick. Let's address the chat. Hi, Matt. Dude, I still have that Darth Maul pen you gave me. I've been using it in clinic. We got Flex 6. I feel like we're speaking in code. Got Vicente. Hi, Vicente. When was the last time he ever did a signing? Dude, I think his last signing was actually what is it called? It was a Star Wars Celebration in Orlando. Hey, Star Wars Hunter. I feel like I look so dark. There we go. Or no, I don't like that. So yeah, so let's get to the topic already because I feel like nobody wants to wait for this. So Jake Lloyd, young Anakin Skywalker, is finally doing a signing. Beyond amazing. So yeah, I truly think that this is something incredible. The company that actually is showcasing this is called STARSPOT Signings. I'm gonna actually pull up their stuff so you guys can see it. Let me get on the computer to share my screen. So yeah, guys, it's pretty insane. I saw it in this morning and I couldn't believe that he was actually going to be doing it, which in a way that kind of makes me feel like he's probably going to start doing some cons, and how perfect it is to get him to feel a little bit comfortable with the fact that now if he does these private signings comfortable, then that can lead to him wanting to do conventions, which I know it's been quite some time. I know for him, for a fact, he was dealing with some personal issues. We all saw it online. He was dealing with a lot of stuff. And, mental health is a big deal, guys. Like I've tried stressing this numerous of times to people and nobody ever wants to like really pay attention to it. But yeah, so here's the website, as you guys can see. So yeah, it's STARSPOT Signings. I actually got to talk to the owner, Noah, a little bit this afternoon, and we were discussing about how, they're excited about this. This is a limited run. The pricing for this does start at $199. He also said that, this company, he's been doing this for quite some time. He started this 6 years ago. And then, or not 6 years, like in 2020. And then he took kind of a break. This is the owner, Noah, and decided to start doing STARSPOT signings. He did inform me this afternoon that they got back to doing signatures in October of 2024. They had Bryce Dallas Howard. They had the kids from Skeleton Crew. So, they've done some really big names. And yeah, as you guys can see here with the signing, it's $199. So I'm gonna click on it here. If you're doing so pre-orders are $199. You get to select like what you're doing. So you can either do a photo or a poster. You can be doing a Funko Pop, Black Series, even get him to sign a Darth Vader helmet. This Phantom Menace card back is actually phenomenal. I actually own one of these. If you want to add to an existing StarSpot order, or if you want to do one of your send-ins, which I'm actually going to be doing that. I'm going to be sending in one of my plaques that I'm always getting from AMC Plaques. So yeah, so now as you guys can see, he's not doing his character name. It's sold out. Personalization is $80 to add on to that. And if you want him to do a quote, which is only feel the force, it's $140. JSA is $12. And, as I spoke to the owner, Noah, today, he specifically stated that this is, and it says it here, in stock, limited quantities available. Now, if they are able to do more quantities, they would. But for right now, it's just this limited amount. What else did they say? So, the last time anybody heard about Jake was back in January 5th of 2025, which was actually this year. And he did a small little interview where he was saying that he was starting to feel pretty good, that he enjoys everyone's support. So, something like this makes you not want to be so mean to this kid and actually, get to know him. Get to enjoy him as a character. Yeah, dude, I'm with you too as well. I hope he does cons too. But you know what the thing is, in my honest opinion, I think he's doing this as little baby steps. I truly think that Jake is probably just now starting to, get back on the wagon. Like I saw that his mom stated in an interview that he's watched a whole bunch of shows. He's caught up, so he knows what's going on in the Star Wars universe. But I just think that, with time and, with his health and him getting back to, the normalcy of things, I think it's going to be a few years until we probably see him doing a con. Maybe we could be lucky, and with Star Wars Celebration being in 2 years, we could possibly get him being part of the 50th anniversary. Vicente says, I'm shocked that he hasn't been to many cons. It's not that he doesn't want to. It's probably because, the anxiety. He does suffer from schizophrenia. He battled with mental health really bad. And, I have to side with him. I think it's kind of crappy. He was 10 years old when he started when he was part of the Phantom Menace. He was truly bullied. Him, Ahmad Best. I went to Rebel ScumCon, and Ahmad Best was talking about how back then when they would get bullied, that bullying was like those people would actually know where you lived. Now, when people are getting bullied on social media, it's just, somebody writing something in the comment section or sending you a DM. And at the end of the day, it's not something worth getting upset about. With them back then, they were getting, people sending letters to their house, complaining and all this stuff. So, it's a big, big deal that he's doing this. So I'm pretty excited. I love the fact that this is happening. But overall, Vicente says my live is lagging. I'm sorry, guys. So I guess they're fixing like the internet in this area of where I live. So I can try to refresh it and see it, but I just wanted to do a quick video and just like talk about, that he's getting back to doing a signing. It's gonna be a big deal, and you guys have to check it out with Star Pop Signings. You guys definitely need to, go on their website. Like I said, it's StarSpot Signings. I'm gonna put it back on here again so you guys can see it. So yeah, I know that they were so when you're on this website, I actually wanted to point this out. You got to make sure that you follow some of the rules that they have on here. Well, it's not rules, it's just like typical sign in stuff. So if you're sending something to get sent in, this is how you do it. So they have a tab here for their send in address. So the deadline is November 1st. That means like those items have to be there on November 1st. Um, you got to make it attached to that address. And then after that, I know that they stated with send-ins, like you have to make sure that you put your order number on there, which here it is, how to do a send in your own item. You step one, you got to place an order. Step two, label your item with your address, your name, and your order number. If you would like the autograph placed in a specific spot, draw arrows pointing preferred location. This is what you have to do. Package and send. And then I love the fact here that they have tips for successful send-ins. Use painter's tape. Make sure to track your package, shipping covered. StarSpot will handle getting your items back to you, which is amazing. Make sure that you pack with care. Make sure your item is well protected for a safe transit. Respect signing rules. Only include quotes or personalization you've paid for. And plan ahead. Ship on time to avoid missing out on the signing. So if you're someone who lives, like super far and lives in another, like if you live in Florida and this is being sent over to California, I would send this out a week tops before that deadline just to make sure. But yeah, I think that's the best thing to go about it. Like I said, I already think it's amazing. Oh, okay. Did you buy your auto already? No, I didn't. So I'm actually going to be buying my auto this weekend. I just messaged Ariel from AMC Plaques and he made me my plaque. I put it in my story if you guys were following me on Instagram. And yeah, I'm getting, he actually had sent me a picture of one of the plaques, which was Anakin when he's leaving Tatooine after he says goodbye to his mom. And it's the shadow of Darth Vader in the background. And as much as I really, really, really wanted that plaque, I had to get the plaque of him smiling because it's Jake Lloyd at its pureness. And like I said it, guys, it's very, very sad how this kid was immensely mistreated in our Star Wars community. Just because he played a 10-year-old young Anakin Skywalker. So I'm going to say this, and then I don't know if you guys saw today, Ray Park had actually commented when I made the post for, what is it called? For Jake. And he stated that, be nice to him. Don't take advantage of this kid. And that's what I want to tell people. Be nice. If he's doing these signings, let's be nice. Let's make sure that nothing negative comes about this, because then if this turns out to be such an incredible if this turns out to be like an incredible signing, then we actually might be getting more of Jake. We might actually get him in cons. Jake might actually do an interview, which is amazing. And I'm excited for that. I know a lot of people were commenting on their post on Instagram for StarSpot signings that they were either going to get something with Star Wars or they were going to get something with Jingle All the Way, which is hilarious because he was a cute little kid in that movie too. So any of you guys in the chat going to get signing? I know Josiah is going to get something, but he was debating between getting Samuel Jackson first or this. And I'll be quite honest with you, my friend, this is such a rare signing for right now that I think that this would be something that you would want to jump on before it's completely sold out. Vicente says, hopefully Diego Luna's next. Oh, dream. People got to meet him in a con at Texas, like General Kenobi got to meet him. And I'm kind of upset that I didn't go to Texas for that. Oh yeah, he said the design you went with is wonderful. Yeah, it's like I said, it's my favorite photo of Anakin Skywalker being portrayed by Jake Lloyd. Hey Rex. So yeah, like I said, guys, I just wanted to do a quick little live, jump on, talk about this because this was just such an incredible thing to hear. And you know what? The Phantom Menace may not be part of my top 3 favorite Star Wars movies of all time, but it holds a massive sentimental value for me. The Phantom Menace was the very first Star Wars movie I saw in theaters. Um, I was in high school when this movie came out. And, the nostalgia of just standing in line for hours on opening night and just seeing, the fight scene between Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan and Darth Maul and just hearing people in the theater screaming was just wild to me. And then just going back again to go see it. And I still have my original movie ticket stubs, which is actually kind of cool. But it's just the nostalgia of that. And yeah, it wasn't a fan favorite when it first came out. Like a lot of the older vintage Star Wars fans did not have any happy thoughts about this. But it's, you know, people now enjoy those films as much as they enjoyed the originals. So I feel like with time, things people start actually loving. Vicente says Jake did an amazing job as Anakin. He did. He was playing the character that he needed to play. He was a 10-year-old boy who wanted to be a Jedi, who was a slave in Tatooine, and all he wanted to do was go enjoy life. He wanted to not be a slave anymore. So, what else did you want a 10-year-old to do? He acted exactly how he was told. So, but yeah, guys, like I said, I just wanted to hop on here, BS a little bit, talk about this signing, but this is definitely something you guys do not want to miss. It's like I said before, I talked to the owner Noah, and this is something you guys are not going to want to miss. It's a signing that you definitely are going to want to be a part of. And you know what? Like, if you guys don't want to pay the extra for like the bulky stuff, go get yourself one of the plaques. You can message Ariel. I always post them in my stories. And just go ahead and do that. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. May the force be with you. And yeah, have a great night.